Hey gang, Ronan here. As you can see in this game, we've got Poland playing the Tier 10 Minotaur. This is an all Tier 10 match. Matchmaking, pretty friendly. There's no CV and not a lot of radar, which is great. You can see that he's configured for smoke rather than radar himself. A little bit of jumpiness there in the replay. Maybe that'll smooth itself out. I don't know a whole lot about this game, other than that Poland had a great game, and this is his first game in the ship. If you are one of the half dozen or so people who watch my videos regularly, you've probably heard me say on more than one occasion, yeah, there's Poland telling everybody, yeah, it's my first game in this thing. You've probably heard me say on more than one occasion that if you can gain, well, let's just call it proficiency, not necessarily mastery, but proficiency of the Neptune, you're probably going to do fairly well in the Minotaur. Neptune is very similar to the Minotaur, but worse in pretty much every respect. Doesn't handle as well, the guns aren't as good, and the handling in that ship is just, it's so awful that when you get into this, it feels like you've just had leg braces taken off. Yeah, I was thinking of that scene in Forrest Gump. You know, first time he's able to run. That's kind of how you feel when you move from Neptune to Minotaur. So we've got Kleber and Harugamo at Charlie. They're facing off with the radar cruiser, which is why they're not in the cab. Got the friendly Puerto Rico, Borgoña, and Yamato pushing up. That's always always an ugly battle up at that corner. Got Smoland and Yu Yang at Bravo. Looks like they're going to be able to secure that without any real problem. You can see that the Puerto Rico's radar has lit up two Shimas on the north side of the Charlie cab. Well, I guess one of them's actually west, but that ought to be interesting. That's 30 torpedoes. Putting out a lot of shells, and 8,000 damage. Did take a hit from Montana, and one of the things about the Minotaur that is pretty similar to the Neptune is that it doesn't have much in the way of armor. It's essentially a giant DD with regards to that, but with a citadel, a fairly good-sized citadel. So all of these largish shells are a definite threat. Now the Mino does have heal, which is nice. You can see that he's just hit the hydro. And it's fairly long lasting. Why did he hit the hydro? Well, because there's somebody in the Alpha cap, and it's not the larger ships that you can see on the mini-map. So, it's got to be a DD. We know the Shimas were up at Charlie.
Smoke generator activated.
So, we got at least one Holland here at Alpha. There's the other Holland that just showed up on the mini-map at, Delta 6. And Poland is smoked up, and it's just letting the shells fly. Now, he's going to get these shells dialed in here pretty soon. And the shells themselves don't do a lot of damage in a case like this where you get an angled opponent. But if you're landing them in the right spot, you can chunk somebody for 500 to 1,000 or so each shell. And with the number of shells that you're able to put out, you can do a lot of damage in a very short period of time. Henri gets behind the island. careful here, he'll back right out of his smoke. Well, he did, so hopefully he won't get spotted here. Of course, that might have been the plan. Somebody's torped your smoke and you're not in it when the torps arrive, and that can save you a lot of heartache. Must be Montana back there that was trying to catch him. He's able to go undetected by getting into his smoke just ahead of it ending. Now that's it for the smoke. He's got 43 seconds till it comes back up. Can he catch the ornery coming around that corner? Somebody probably will. You got a Hindi there. Yamato's able to get guns on him. One of the enemy Shimikazes takes out the friendly Borgonia. And you can see that at longer ranges, shells on the Minotaur tend to float quite a bit. Well, bad guys have got a significant points lead. You know, it's not game ending, at least not yet. And that's really on the back of the fact that they have sunk 3 friendly ships, and the good guys have only sunk 1 of the bad guys. So the good guys are down Borgonia, Puerto Rico, and Kleber. Good guys are down, or the bad guys are down Shimikaze. But the good guys have the Bravo cap and have had it for a while, and that's keeping their points ticking. And it looks like they're getting ready to take the Charlie cap. Harugamo looks like he's about to secure that, but he's in a terrible position if Salem radars. Okay, briefly detected when he started firing, so somebody can blind fire him here, but
smoke screen set.
That friendly Henri just really playing defensive here, trying not to get blapped. The Henri there behind the island is what I'm referring to. He is coming out from behind that island. Poland is just, you can see what I was talking about before. So at about 1,000 to hit, with all those shells in the air, that damage adds up fast. Torpedoes coming in, those have got to be hauling torps, right? It's like one of them hit the island. And Poland manages to finish off the Henri, and the torpedoes stop. They run out of fuel, or gas, or pressurized air, or oxygen, whatever it was. Out of his smoke just briefly, still got 30 seconds left on it. And he can get guns on the Yamato again. There's a Holland way back there. Okay. And Smollett, of course, is going to turn right into your torpedoes. Because World of Warships. Already detected, might as well open up. And he does finish up the Yamato.
We destroyed an enemy battleship.
Now the friendly Yamato is pushing up, heading for the center of the map. Hopefully he'll be able to avoid getting blapped. That Holland out there on the edge is a real threat. So, Harugamo did get sunk. Bad guys are going to secure Charlie again. So they've got Charlie and Alpha. Good guys have still got Bravo. And they've got our hero doing all he can here in the center of the map. Literally in the middle of the map. Still has one smoke. Might have to use it here, we'll see. Yamato does look like he's aiming this way. I think Poland's not only trying to get torpedoes out here, but he's also trying to use the island to go dark. He does manage to avoid getting blapped straight out by the Yamato. He's angled against the incoming torpedoes from the Holland, and he just goes right back to work with the guns. It looks like the friendly Yamato must have hit that Yamato. Did a lot of damage, but gets sunk in return. And kind of forced to smoke up here with Kurfürst pushing up on that side. He's visible. And unfortunately, as much fun as the Mino is, and as great a ship as I think it is, it can pretty easily, forgive the phone ringing, it can fairly easily be blapped by the Kurfürst, and the Yamato, but of course the Yamato just went down. So, I don't know how many shells have been thrown out here, but ooh, this is going to hurt. Still got 36,000 hit points. Oh, gotta get behind him and aim a little higher. Those are all going in the water. Still got the hydro up. If Shima sits in or behind his smoke, Poland's going to be able to push in here, catch him with hydro, and just shred him. There he is. Too much lead. Landing all around him. But as soon as he gets on target here, the Shima's in big trouble. And Shima's showing some side now, it's all over for him. But you can see that one shell from the Kurfürst just about finished him off. Now if you keep it score, that's 4 kills for Poland can into space. It does go dark, but as he's just pointed out there in the chat box, no more smokes. No more smokes, no more hydro, and using his last heal right now. Now with the damage that he's taken, he's got to be really, really careful. And you know, that's if the Thunder or the Kurfürst, or for that matter Montana or Goliath, if any of those ships catch him out, they can finish him with, you know, a volley, maybe 2.
In 5 minutes.
Enemy Montana takes out the friendly Hindenburg. Really couldn't afford to let that fire burn. Oh, that was close. Really close. Does go dark. Throws out some torpedoes. And he has, and I didn't catch when it happened, but he has lost a torpedo rack. Yeah, I think bailing's a good idea. You're going to have to lean on your DDs here. Hopefully Yu Yang will run for Charlie. Goliath has way too many hit points to be able to square off with him. Now, I'm not sure what the friendly Yamato is doing, but he's really costing his team because he's not in position to help out here at all. I mean, you can see him way, way down there. He's on the J line. Maybe he put himself there to deal with the Kurfürst. I'm not sure, but he's really, really out of position right now. He might be able to get guns on Montana. Those, yeah, you can hear his shells coming through. Okay, Goliath's going behind the island. Might be able to get a shot off here without being seen. But no, if Poland shoots now, he will be detected. See the enemy Holland there. Yu Yang is running for the Charlie Cap. He's probably detected by the Holland, and Holland is probably putting shells on him right now. Poland picks up the Confederate. Trying like mad to finish up the Montana. Well, it's probably a good thing that the Yu Yang stole the Kraken there, because if Montana had been able to get off a shot, almost certainly that would have spelled the end for Poland, and Poland was putting shells everywhere but on the Montana. It's really risky opening up here, but let's hope it pays off. He's turning to angle from the Goliath shells, but he's flat broadside to where the Thunderer was last seen. Oof. Alright, Yu Yang is in the Charlie Cap. He's probably throwing torpedoes out in front of the Thunderer, hoping to catch him. If I were playing the Yu Yang, I would probably be running for the north end of that cap. I'd probably sit at Charlie 7 with my nose pointed north so I could run. Because Holland's almost certainly going to make a straight line for where he was last seen to the Charlie Cap. Yeah, Holland is definitely crossing. You can just draw a straight line back from where those torps came. That's where he was. I'm sure he sees that Charlie is flipping. You can see that the Småland is now securing the Bravo Cap, and Yu Yang does get Charlie, but he turned around, he's headed south. I think he's probably headed right back at the Holland. And that's not going to go well for him, because Yu Yang does not have the hit points to be able to... yeah, this is not going to go well for the Yu Yang. Good guys are going to have two caps for a second. Well, with 23 seconds remaining, and Yu Yang just getting sunk, which I think we can probably all see coming, I think that's going to put this game firmly in the hands of the bad guys. But I have to say, great game, Poland. And this is your first game in the ship. That's, they won't all go this well, but this one went great. Thanks a lot, guys. See you next time.